Good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear and see me? Okay, I opened it up to everyone today because of the this push higher, which I'm sure is getting everybody freaked out. Let me show you what I'm seeing, and that's why I opened this up. So, right now, guys, on the SPX, there really is no difference in the outlook on the SPX with this move up. We were highlighting that with the breakout over 29.39 last week, the potential for us to be moving higher for a more expanded B wave was clearly in place. So I was unsure yesterday whether the market was going to push us up higher or not for this bigger B wave. Right now, it really has to be my main focus that we're now in that target for that higher B wave. So right now, guys, if we take out the pullback from the overnight, to me, that's looking for a lot lower. I think that probably will be our B wave top. In the IWM, we have a very interesting perspective. With as strong as the rally was overnight on the SPX, folks, do you know the IWM/RTY still has not broken its bearish setup? Will it? It may. Like I said, when you see a setup like this, guys, I cannot trade against it, nor can I maintain an expectation against it. Okay? I really cannot. But when the SPX/the ES sees such a strong move, and we still have not even broken this downside setup in the RTY, I'm not sure what else I can say right now. But I'm going to show you my bigger perspective, and it still maintains. There's nothing that has changed. As long as we maintain below this wave 2, guys, I still have a 1-2 downside structure. Should we take this out, I cannot get bullish for the rally to here as long as we are below here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to say something that I said yesterday. I've been doing this for a while, and I've been doing this publicly for we're about to hit our 8th anniversary. So I've been doing this publicly for 8 years now, guys. Okay, in all the years I've been doing this, both publicly and privately, I have seen a setup like this provide us with a very bullish resolution in this type of structure. I think I can count on my hand, and I was thinking back 1, maybe 2 times. The significant majority of the times I see a consolidation like this, it tells me we are more likely going lower than higher. Again, this could be one of those rare times. I cannot abide by points of rarity to guide my analysis. Will I be wrong this time? I may. It is possible that we may get that big B wave higher in the IWM from here. What is that going to do to the SPX? It probably will push us to the upper end of my resistance in the 31.15 region. But I'm saying this, guys, this is not my expectation. I still think this has to resolve lower before we get that bigger B wave in all the patterns I'm watching. So right now, guys, I still think we're in a topping place. Will the IWM break this immediate setup? I can't tell you. What I can tell you is, even with this overnight move, it still has not. As long as this remains consolidation in this area, guys, to me, this will resolve to the downside before we go up. Now remember, I'm not a long-term bear by any stretch of the imagination. But when I look at the bigger structures, guys, the bigger structures really need more of a pullback before we can even get a bigger corrective rally. So right now, guys, I know this is sounding counterintuitive to what you're seeing in the overnight action. Ultimately, nothing really has changed in the bigger picture. Should the IWM be able to take out this blue box, and we have the same issue up here, if you remember. This is no different than what we experienced up there. Everybody was certain of the breakout. Market turned down hard. I don't have anything changing right now in my larger expectation. If the 1-2-1-2 structure to the downside breaks in the IWM, then, we'll take a step back and we'll wait for another 1-2-1-2 structure to potentially arise to the downside. And that's why I say you want to wait for a solid trade to the downside. Wait for the 1-2-1-2 to trigger below the bottom of wave one. And that's something I've been highlighting over and over and over again. You have aggressive traders. You have people that don't want to trade the downside. And you have people who want to trade the downside but want to do it in a safer manner. I've been providing analysis for all of the above. At this point in time, guys, I cannot say that anything in my bigger perspective has really changed. As long as the IWM remains in this region, there's nothing for me to change. If this region gets taken out, then I have to more strongly consider this here. But I'm not seeing anything that is lining up with it. I'm really not. So for now, guys, I'm maintaining my main bias. On the SPX, we are now moving into the region right below this trend channel that we've been trading below for quite some time. This is not a bullish indication to me. You take it out, take out 2980, maybe. But right now, guys, this is not a hugely bullish indication to me, despite what the futures, quote-unquote, feel like. I don't trade by feel. But should the IWM be able to take out this 1-2, I'll be focused on this resistance. Over that, I can entertain this, assuming the setup is reasonable for it. Right now, guys, I just don't have it. This looks to resolve lower before higher. And I said, I will buy this here for a rally. I can't buy this here. To me, it still points lower from a probabilistic standpoint. There's nothing more I can really say, and this is what I wanted to open this up for. I wanted to open the forum up so that I could at least explain my thinking again, and nothing really has changed, guys. Nothing has changed my thinking. The IWM has not even taken out this 1-2 downside setup, as amazing as that may seem. Will it? I don't know. It may. But, from my experience, guys, I cannot turn bullish just because price is going up. It's not how I work. I work by structures and probabilities. Until the market is able to take out this resistance region, guys, I don't have anything that's highly probable that's telling me to look up yet. Just the opposite. Okay? What's ES doing right now? Let's see. Let's see if we just get a pop and then a reversal. If we get a pop and a reversal and we take out this channel, guys, you'll probably come back, retest the channel from below. You're probably going down. So I think the morning is going to be pretty telling. If this continues higher, we'll see. But I think the morning will be pretty telling. In the metals, guys, I tried to outline what I was thinking in my overall expectations. Again, the larger degree structures still would look much better on all the metals for a push higher. The problem is silver is running out of room. Will silver just get a more muted fifth wave higher where everything else just blows to the sky? Maybe. And that really would be, especially in GDX, it really would be my preference. Right now, we're above supports I highlighted yesterday. And until those supports get taken out, there is nothing that is telling me the market has topped out yet. It's interesting. Somebody asked me, with this little breakout here, if I am going to do a leverage long. Yesterday, somebody asked me that. My answer was no. I mean, if I'm doing a leverage long, I'll usually post about it because it'll tell you something about my thinking. The reason I didn't is because the structure is such that I don't have a huge amount of confidence in the market's ability to continue higher. It hasn't proven that to me. It really hasn't proven it to me. But as it stands right now, guys, I am net long in my portfolio, my personal portfolio. I will take short trades here and there. But right now, guys, we're still over support. If we break support, I'll probably hedge my positions. Until then, guys, to me, we are still over support. As long as we're still over support, there really isn't anything for me to talk about on the downside just yet. And right here, I mean, right now, silver to me looks like it still has one more push higher. Break 19, and I have to say that wave 3 in silver is likely in place. The more likely micro, and if I'm getting really, really, really micro, and guys, this is getting really, really micro, which is telling you I don't think you should be taking a whole hell of a lot of risk on the upside in silver. I think if there's going to be upside, I think the greater potential is going to be in the GDX or the GDXJ. That is where I think you'll have more potential. On silver, guys, to me, we're getting very close to topping if we haven't topped already in silver. And, this is giving me a 1, 2, 3, 4. If we take out 19 here, guys, then I have to look at this as already being done. But we're close. There really isn't a lot for me to be looking at otherwise. Okay? On the dollar, very interesting perspective on the dollar. Could this be an overlapping structure? It can be, where we're going to get an ending diagonal. It's possible. But once we broke down below the 1.0 extension here, guys, I can get 5 down here. What is that telling me? Well, if I got 5 down off that high, then what I'm looking at here is a very interesting structure where we may have already topped. So right now, guys, I am watching to see if this 5 down turns into a little bit more. Because if we start a 5 down here, and then you get a corrective 3 back up, and you start seeing us trending strongly lower and breaking this, that is your indication that this, to me, has likely begun. And lastly, what's my last? Let's take a quick peek at the USO. I hate the USO. Where is the USO? Let me see if I can find it. Come on, guys. USO. Wow, it really isn't doing much, is it? Well, we are still in the cone of uncertainty, shall we say. Look at that. I mean, really? Look at that, guys. I mean, some would look at that as a bull flag. Some would look at that as a bear flag. Whatever you want to look at it as, to me, it is not something I want to trade one way or the other. Any questions? I looked at Dixie on a 21 already. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Like I said, I just wanted to go through this one more time with you because of the rally we saw overnight. For me, again, not much has changed. Again, if the market is going to be able to take out this resistance in the IWM, that would be one thing to me. Should it not be able to take that resistance out, guys, I have no reason to change my bigger perspective. And most specifically, in the very near term, until this 1-2-1-2 gets taken out, I'm not sure what more I can say. Okay? Any questions? Okay, guys. Have a great day. I will catch you later in the room.